We are going to chat with Senator Rick Bratton, District 31 Senator in Missouri, about SB662, reforming the SNAP system. Hi, Rick.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Great. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I've been saying for a long time we need to do something about SNAP because the waste, fraud, and abuse in that program is astronomical.
Oh, it is, and the foods that are being purchased with the program are just they're disgusting. They are completely unhealthy. We're fitting the bill for the food bill, and then on the back end, we're fitting the bill for the health care bill that has been caused by the terrible foods that are being consumed by the taxpayers.
Right.
So it's just a vicious cycle that's been created. I think personally, and I've in years past sponsored bills to make it to where SNAP benefits would mirror that of like WIC, to where you're just getting the bare necessities and essentials with the SNAP. But that's not what this bill does. This bill just honestly just bans the purchase of soda and candy bars. I mean, if we can't agree on that we shouldn't be purchasing that with taxpayer money, then, it just, I'd have to scratch my head as to why we'd be in opposition of something like that.
Well, and you know what? It would be different if a lot of the folks who are able to get SNAP were not also on Medicare and Medicaid so that they could, now we're paying their dental bill, we're paying their whatever health issues might come up, diabetes, whatever the case may be. But the argument is that should those kids who want that as a treat sometimes have to go without just because they're poor?
Well, I mean, we can argue that, but, the thing is these are luxury items. I mean, these aren't necessities. In fact, when you look at a dietitian or talk to a dietitian, sugar is not even anything that the body really, truly needs in terms
mine
of...
Mine does, just so you know, Rick, mine needs it.
Well, and it's been a great marketing aspect. They add sugar to everything, and the average person takes in 300% of what they consider to be your daily value every single day. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you look at Alzheimer's are finding out, and all these neurological diseases are attributed to potential the intake of sugar that we have as Americans. And everything else down the line, mm-hmm. The taxpayer shouldn't be funding that. If you want to do it as a private citizen with your own money, hey, more power to you. This isn't infringing on that. But
right.
what taxpayers are paying for, yeah, I disagree.
Yeah, and see, Rick, I'm with you. I think it should be exactly like WIC. You should be able to buy certain things, and that's it. Because some of these folks are buying like 10 pounds of bacon and filet mignon and all this kind of stuff, and I couldn't afford that if my life depended on it at the grocery store. If I wanted, I'll go out to eat every once in a while. But I do agree, and I do have family members who are in SNAP who buy a crap ton of stuff that they shouldn't be buying, from Danishes to sodas to candy and stuff like that. But you're going to get a huge pushback on this. And you've not been on my show before. I'm very tongue-in-cheek with a lot of stuff. I don't think it should be available, but in my life, sugar is king. I love sugar. I won't eat anything with fake sugar because I'd rather get fat than have cancer from the fake stuff. But if you really look closely at the grocery carts of people who have food stamps, they're heavy set because they're buying that stuff.
Well, it's been so. I'm a father of 5. As a state senator or state rep, we make about $37,000 a year. So it's not like we're rich like Washington. Mm-hmm. So when I'm going through the line and we're having to make choices of healthy food items and put things back that we can't afford, and then to look over and see people on the government dime with carts heaping and loaded up with the most unhealthy food items possible that I can't afford, mm-hmm. I think it's a slap in the face to taxpayers fitting these bills. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is just a small blip. But you're right. It's the beverage companies. That's who came out in opposition to this. We even had testimony from beverage companies that they don't they're just unclear and unsure whether or not these beverages are unhealthy. And it's like, give me a
If you only
break.
drink one, but I'm pretty sure some of them are putting back a 12-pack a couple of days. I'm on your side on this one. I think that the SNAP program should provide nutritional valued food, and if they have a way of getting the other stuff, great. If not, then I guess we're going to eat better. So I'm with you, but I'm not against any of those products because I buy them myself. But that's the main objective here. I buy them myself, and I'm not rich either. Don't die laughing if you think that. But Rick has a great point. As taxpayers, we're not only paying for their SNAP, we're paying for their health care as well. And that's why everyone was afraid of Obamacare, because they're like, if the government takes over health care, now they're going to start telling us what we can eat. Now they're going to start telling us that we have to exercise for an hour in the morning. I don't want anybody in charge of my life. So if you're going to get a government benefit like this, now you got to follow the rules.
Well, that's it. I mean, this isn't going into the free market and we're banning it at supermarkets. This is a government program, and there are always strings attached with these sorts of programs. And just kind of like with the healthcare aspect, you can't go to every single hospital, every single special type of clinic. There are limitations that are placed on that as well. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, I mean that's what comes with this territory. And do you know what the number one food item purchased with SNAP would be?
Hamburger.
It's soda.
I was just kidding. I was trying to play. I was being silly.
I know. So that's what's so ironic about this. It's not a healthy food item. It's not bananas or meats or cheeses.
And it's expensive.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. And so it's had its heyday, and there's people have abused the system, and now it's time to rein it in. And I think this is a perfect time to jump on the Make America Healthy Again initiative.
Yep.
And I know our neighbors to the south were kind of the first to send the waiver up to, or one of the first to send it up to the department for being able to make this happen. So hopefully we'll be able to jump on the bandwagon.
We'll see what happens. I also really feel like if you're not going to take sodas and candy off of this, both of which I love, but in moderation, one soda a day, rarely eat candy, but if you want them, you can buy them. They're still available, just they won't be at the rate. Maybe the prices will come down a little bit if we take them off SNAP as well.
Well, hopefully, they'll have to adjust the market. That's for sure.
Well, if these things get to stay on there, and when I'm older and I'm on SNAP, when I'm like super old, Rick, could you please add vodka to the list of things I can buy with my SNAP? Could you put that on there? Because why not?
I'm sure people would love it. I'm sure people would love for that to be the case.
Well,
and that's one thing.
It makes the same amount of sense.
It really does. But you see that at the supermarket where that's segregated. Mm-hmm. They'll be purchasing with taxpayer dollars all their food items, and then buying the cigarettes and alcohol on their own. And it's frustrating. People are sick and tired of the system being abused.
Yep. And they have better clothes, better phones, better hair, better nails, and they're buying better food than I have. And I'm just sitting there going, You're welcome. You're welcome for all your food.
Or both arms or sleeved tattoos that I know didn't cost just a tiny bit of money, to do that either. So, Yep, I get it.
And we're not after SNAP, folks. We want you to eat. We want you to feed your children. We want you to keep your benefits. We just are questioning whether or not sugary drinks and candy are really kind of the appropriate thing, because WIC gives you milk, peanut butter, macaroni, cheese, good, nutritious things that your children need, and milk and stuff like that. Maybe if SNAP went more towards that, we'd have a healthier society, but that's not what we're going for. We're just trying to get this off the taxpayer dime. That's the bottom line. Senator Rick Bratton, District 31, thank you, sir, for your interview.
Well, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Take care.
See ya.